Hey guys, so here's the dealio. Menstruation. Right to it, like right to the... Yes. What is the deal with women's menstrual cycle on keto? Now there's a good and then there's a wonky weirdness. So let's get to the wonky weirdness. So the wonky weirdness is when you first, and I think I've really got to dig and do a couple of videos about this. When you first go on the ketogenic diet, otherwise known as the non-BS diet, and you haven't done this before, or you might have not done paleo, you might have had the wrong foods on paleo, you might have a SIBO problem, you might have a gut problem, you might have a lot of things, you might have adrenal overload, you might have thyroid, you might have a lot of things you don't even know about. And sometimes people who try keto for the very first time, those problems, they come to the surface. And that's a problem. So one of the things that happens to a percentage of women is that their periods get heavy. And they get crampy. And they might last longer than normal. And a lot of women are like, what is this the ketogenic diet is doing to my body? And I'm like, it's not really the diet per se. It's the metabolic damage that you've experienced for years and didn't even know about it. Your body gets used to adapting. So you reach a certain level of wonkiness and your body tries to balance in that wonkiness. That's how we survive living around so much and so many toxins. And here's the deal. You cut out your carbohydrates. And guess what? You are not adapted. You think that once you cut out the carbs and you read all this stuff online, that you're going to have all this success because this person had success and I'm expecting success. But the human body and the individual thumbprint does not work like that. So listen to your body before you even start this protocol. Listen to it. Because people are coming at me with questions and they expect the perfect answer. And there is no perfect answer. And that's why you might go to your doctor and you're not getting the perfect answer. And they're like, oh, let's do blood tests. And sometimes those blood tests are inconclusive. So you know what you've got to do? You got to listen to your body. Not only do you have to listen to your body, but you got to do your due diligence and learn about the body. Like I'm trying to learn about the body. The more I learn, because knowledge is power, and the more that I learn, the more power I have to empower my own health. Me, I'm spewing out some concepts and some guidelines based on what I've been hearing or researching. That's all I can do. So hear me out. And listen to me. And listen to me well, guys. Because I got energy for days. And I'm excited. Always. If you are going to do the ketogenic diet as a woman, look back at your history of menstrual cycles. Do you have the implant? Do you have the Norplant? Are you on birth control? Have you been on birth control? Have you been anorexic? Have you been bulimic? Have you been extremely stressed out? Well, I've pretty much darn hit almost everybody at this point. Have you had any irregularities in your menstrual cycle? PCOS? Have you had fibroids, endometriosis, dysmenorrhea? Pay attention to your body. Because if you go and drop your carbs and you've got metabolic derangement and you are not in ketosis, your body is going to get stressed. You're breaking its wacky, wonky, whatever, trying to adapt. You're going to break that form and level that you've come to in this toxic world where your body's just trying to find some kind of balance, but really hidden symptoms are about to come through, get in your face, like heavy menstrual cycle. So you had problems before, and going on keto was the last little drop, pink, over the glass. So let's talk about what that drop over the glass is. So I'm a woman. I've had issues in some kind of way with my weight. I've lost weight too quickly. I've gained weight too quickly. I'm toxic. My liver, my everything, toxic. And I don't sleep well, and I have a stressful job, and a stressful life, or somebody died, or kids, or something. And I go on the ketogenic diet. And I go from 200 carbs or 150 carbs down to what? 10 to 20. And what's happening in that 10 to 20? The brain is like, you just took away my crack pipe. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm going to go to gluconeogenesis. Yeah? And I'm going to start turning lights off in the house. Like this. Boom. Yeah? I'm going to start shutting off lights. Because I think I'm starving. I think I'm dying. So, I'm going to do weird things that appear to make your health worse, in hopes to get better, to survive starvation. So I'm going to create pregnenolone steal. And pregnenolone steal is cortisol robbing from pregnenolone, which is the master hormone that regulates your sex hormones. And what do they get? They get wonky. And what happens to your reproductive system? They get wonky. And then you're stressed, and you're not adapted, your body doesn't have enough stored glycogen, and it's not using ketones, and you're in this purgatory phase of hell. But when you are willing to do whatever it takes to keto adapt, and give yourself time, and you're like, all right, I'm rolling up my sleeve, and I'm getting ready for this journey. Like I'm getting my sodium and water, I'm getting my magnesium. So unfortunately our soils are depleted, so sometimes we have to supplement, even though I hate supplements. Sometimes you have to prepare yourself for this. Yes? I've got these. I was doing some kung fu yesterday, so you can pretty much see I was blocking hits. But I digress. Guys. Okay. So, if your menstrual cycle is heavy on keto, it's because you're having hidden symptoms that burst out their ugly head and start to get your whole thing wacky. Whole thing. Your body's under stress. And you're into gluconeogenesis. And your body's catabolic. And that's stress. And that messes with your hormones. And that messes with your menstrual cycle. Especially if you have had issues with your menstrual cycle in the past. And men, it could happen with your testosterone. Yes. Yes. You guys have to do your due diligence. Doctors are not taught in a school of ketogenesis. A lot of them, they don't know, because our medical system has been designed on people who eat starches from the days of agriculture. Planted rice, wheat, grains, foods with toxins in them, sugars, foods that have been Frankensteined out and manipulated and genetically modified. And so we have these bodies that are just constantly being assaulted by everything all the time. And so you have to realize that you go to the doctor and they don't know anything about keto, because studies have lasted 1 month. And what happens in your first month of keto? Your body goes through keto freaking hell! The more damaged you are, the more hell it is, called the keto flu. And the less damaged you are, and the better attitude you have, the quicker you adapt. Remember this, guys. Keto is a lot about experimentation. You want to know your macros? You have to experiment with your macros. There is no perfect number guide. Yes? What is your sweet spot to protein? Get a glucometer. That's how you know. Journal how you feel. Hi guys. I gotta keep this stuff light because I get really heavy. A little passionate, you might say. What else? Yes. The nuts and the freaking cheese. Like, I am so sick of talking and tired of talking, but I'm going to still talk about it. Because that's how addicted people are to these foods. You want to have a lunch? You want to have breakfast? Yes. You want to break the fast? Yes, break the fast. Okay, break the fast. Protein. What kind of protein? Animal protein. Protein shake? No. Glucose response, insulinogenic. Powder, no good. No bueno. Detta är inte bra, säger jag. I alla fall. Alright. You want eggs? Free range. Pasture. Yolks? Way less toxins. Because that yolk is trying to protect the baby. Egg proteins, for some people, bad. Some. Well, I can say some in every video, and everybody still thinks I'm saying all. Some. The lesser out of the majority of people have allergies to eggs, and it's primarily in the whites. Because we are an egg white society, and we love our low fat, and it jacks us up way before you even try keto. Well, you can tell stuff's getting the questions nonstop. And the complaining, and people want miracles. There's no miracle. You have to work hard. You have to work hard. You have to do your due diligence, and you have to do your own research. We are all learning what is going on. I'm just a little ahead of the game, right? A little ahead of the game. Talked to a lot of people, tested on a lot of subjects, yes, but I'm still learning. Because me, 5 years in state of ketosis, yeah, been online coaching for 1.5 years, coaching personal training clients for 2 years. I've been doing it for a little pinch of time, but it's just pink of time. Could you imagine me in 15 years? Oh, be sweet, sweet, and I don't mean sugar sweet. It'll be amazing once I learn even more, because every day I learn something new. Yeah? Yesterday I said this, today I'm saying that, and it'll continue to be in that evolutionary fashion. So I want to talk about the menstrual cycle, and I want you guys to pay attention, listen to your body. And I don't mean subjectively, oh, my body says eat chocolate and sugar, so I'm going to go eat chocolate. I'm talking about listen to it. Is your menstrual cycle off? Is it every 28 days? Is your period only 3 days? Light, that's not good, yo. There's problems all over the place with your hormones. Now, our hormones are made out of cholesterol. Yes. Thank goodness 75% of our liver makes our own cholesterol. But we need a little bit of great for, building structure. Dietary cholesterol. And when you don't eat enough fat, women's menstrual cycle gets wacky. It's freaking wacky. And a lot of women are like, oh, I love it. Menstrual cycle sucks. Yes, it sucks. But it's the reason why I have this muscle at this age. It's why I have the business. That's why. Because I have a menstrual cycle. And when my menstrual cycle stops, I gotta be careful so the time doesn't go by and I don't go on a rant. So when your menstrual cycle stops, your adrenal glands will take over and they will make your testosterone, your estrogen, and your progesterone. So you have to keep them nice and healthy. You do? You just gotta. There's a lot we all gotta learn. I'm just a little ahead of the game, that's all. There's a lot we gotta learn. You women out there, yes, guys, watch the video. Tell your girlfriends or your wives, your daughters. You have to listen to your body and make sure that your body is starting to heal. Because if you try the keto diet and your menstrual cycle gets strong or heavy or crampy, it's because your body is stressed because it doesn't understand what you're doing to it by taking away its crack pipe or the heroin addiction. You're going through withdrawals, the body gets really, instead of being in this homeostatic level, it's like this. Wonk, 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 and then it starts to balance again once you get to sleep on time and you get a nice deep 5th level of sleep and you exercise and you do not exercise to failure and you have your macros on point and you have a great freaking attitude. And over time, your menstrual cycle will rebalance and you will be fine. But if you don't do your due diligence,